So this afternoon we welcome a distinguished guest who's going to be receiving an honorary degree of this university. And I have pleasure in asking Mr. Daniel Tilley to present Hope Powell.
I'm not sure I thought I'd be here, sitting right here right now. To be honest, I always wanted to do something in football. I really wanted to be a professional football player, and that was my real ambition. But at the time, unfortunately, when I played, that wasn't possible. So I think I always had that ambition and drive to work in football. I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be. So, you know, to be sat here doing what I'm currently doing, you know, it's a bit of a, a bit of a whirlwind sometimes, but a good one. Oh, it's difficult actually, because I get asked this a lot. I think I've had so many, and I've had so many firsts, and it'd be really difficult for me to single any one aspect out. I mean, I was capped for England at a very young age. You know, I've played in finals. I've managed in a final. I've been to World Cups as a player and as a manager. So there are many highlights. I think one that really sticks out in terms of international football was when we qualified for the 2007 World Cup, having not been to a major tournament in 12 years. So it was a really big turning point for women's football in England, and certainly for the England team. And it just stays with me. I think, you know, all the staff went a little bit crazy and happy, and oh my God, we've qualified, had a really big party after, and that kind of sticks with me. But you know, it doesn't discount all the other stuff that's gone on. So it's been a wonderful career so far. I think it's definitely got better. I think if I look back 10 years, 5 years, 15 years ago, we get more attention now than we've ever got, and that really focuses around major tournaments, and that's the challenge for us. It's when it's outside of major tournaments, how can we continue that momentum? We have to recognise the scale of men's football in this country. There's a long history. The women's game, in terms of the governing body, the association, next year it will only be 20 years since it's taken over the game. It's not a long time. So I think we have to appreciate actually it's come a long way in terms of media and publicity and funding. It isn't where we'd like it to be, especially those of us that play in it. We want it speeded up somewhat. But I sometimes have to go back and go, you know, hang on a minute. When I played, I used to pay my subs. Now players are getting paid. You know, there are more opportunities for females to work in football in the women's game. So, you know, there's more press coverage. Players walk down the street and get recognised. You know, the game is recognised based on today's event. So it's come a long way. Sometimes you want to fast forward though. But you know, we have to be. You know, we have to accept and go, okay, it's great, but we do want more. Well, it's something we were working on for a while. You know, the FA have committed to invest in 3.5 million over the 5 years. You know, it's better than 0.0 million, so we're happy that they've sort of injected that amount of cash. Now it's for us to sort of get the work done and make sure the things that we said in the game changer are going to happen, and we try and change the game and move it forward. I think the whole Olympic environment is very different to what we're used to, and we can learn so much more from other sports, which to work with other sports and engage with other sports, be in the same environment in other sports, really I think will help us in terms of improving our game and improving our standing in the sporting world. The environment itself was fantastic. Being part of Team GB was a unique and fabulous experience, and we hope to just take many positives away from that and implement them into English football. I think there is a possibility. Nothing's been confirmed. I think it's more of a possibility for the women's game. I think we've documented that and we've said that as part of the FA. I'm not a decision maker in that respect. It becomes very political. We have to respect the voice of the other associations. But on the other hand, we're very keen, certainly in terms of women's football. I think the summer proved what a great platform it is for the women's game. So there will be talks, and I'm just hoping, you know, for the people that are involved in 2016, if there is a GB women's football team, it will be a great experience for coaches and players. So fingers crossed if that happens. I'm certainly pro Olympic Games. Well, the draw itself was quite interesting. You know, you look at the teams that have qualified, you look at it and go, well, actually, there are no easy games here. And then names start being pulled out of the hat and you kind of think, oh my God, this is going to be tough. But we would expect it to be. I think Europe, in terms of competition, has got increasingly more difficult. Certainly to qualify for those major tournaments are getting harder and harder. So you would expect a final to be hard. So for us now, it's about preparation. We go and look at all the teams we're going to play against, do extensive scouting for the next 6 to 8 months, have a calendar of events that prepares us, and hopefully when it comes down to it, you know, I guess a bit of lady luck and, you know, some good preparation. You know, we hope to go as far as we possibly can.